Hi guys, welcome to today's video and to my channel if you're new here. If you don't know me, my name's Debbie and I've got a treat for you today. I'm super excited for this one. I've been putting together 5 looks for you with the Kaleidos Makeup Escape Pod palette, this gorgeous palette here. I'm wearing look number 5. I don't normally come on camera with my look all done, but this is look number 5. And it's not representative of the looks in the video necessarily. You've got all sorts of looks from kind of quite subtle and neutral to all out goth glam like this one. There's so much that you can do with this palette, so let's just hop straight into the video. Okay, so if you want to know what I think of the palette, I think we'll start there and I'll timestamp the point at which the 5 looks begin, because I've got lots of thoughts now because I've literally played with every shade in various different ways. My palette's hella creaky, so if you hear lots of creaking while I'm holding it up, it's because of the lid there. I don't know if you can hear that. But let's just take you through the shades then. So you've got a row of really bright mattes here and you've got some more mattes on the bottom, and I think having mattes that are a bit more neutral is really added to the versatility of the palette, and you'll see that in some of the looks I'm doing. When I've heard other people talk about this palette, they do talk about the 2 orange shades being similar. I disagree. I think that shade, which was Carnival, and then you've got Tango. Carnival is a lot more of a coral shade, like a neon coral, and the Tango shade is more of a true bright orange, so they are completely different on the eyes. The other 2 that are quite similar in the pan are Saturnalia and Galactic Gala. So Saturnalia is that one, Galactic Gala is that one. But Saturnalia has a lot deeper of a base to it and is a bit more of a traditional shimmer shade in my eyes, whereas Galactic Gala is that ultra reflective kind of special formula that Kaleidos is kind of known for, I think. You could call it a topper shade, but it's more opaque than a topper shade. They're just ultra shiny and reflective. They're the best of having glitter without being a pressed glitter, because I hate pressed glitters, but they've got all the shine and iridescence of a glitter. So the shades that are like that for me are Space Oasis and Galactic Gala. Those 2 in particular are just absolutely stunning. I love that you've got a super bright inner corner shade that will go with your neutral shades as well. I love the pastel shade Soiree there because that is quite a deep pastel in a good way. You know, it's like it shows up really well. All the mattes are easy to blend. You've got deepening up shades with Exoplanet, which will deepen up your purple looks and will lean very purple if you do that. And also with this shade Terrace, the deep brown, so you can go either way with deepening up shades. That shade, the Exoplanet shade, will lean very purple if you put it next to purples, but where I've got it here, this is actually that shade over black, and you can make it look a lot more kind of a grapey kind of shade if you do that. But as I say, the shimmers are the star of the show. The mattes blend really nicely. They're a bit more of a buildable formula than you might have been used to from Kaleidos in the past from the Futurism collection, but I think that makes them easier to use, but they still pack a punch. You'll see that as I go through the video. The only thing I would probably have changed is not to have that green shade. I think we've got enough green shimmer with that one, and I would have changed that for a light neon green. So like we've got a pastel purple there, but I would have put a touch of like a light pastel neon green there, because I love an inner corner that's a neon kind of brightening shade, and I think that would have still kept with the colour story of the palette, but would have just given that extra level of versatility for me and how I like to use my makeup. But they are quite different though, even though they look the same kind of shade in the pan, they are different. But I think just to get even more variety out of the looks, that's what I would have liked. But the palette works so well as a cohesive colour story, and I've had so much fun with it. So let's just hop into the looks. It's a long video, as I say, so you might want to go and grab a drink before you hop into the looks. I think this video is going to come out about an hour altogether. But sorry not sorry, because I've had so much fun with it and I've tried to show you step by step how to create the look. So without further ado, let's hop into look number 1 and I'll catch you on the other side to wrap up the video. Okay guys, for look number 1 we're going to stay in the grungy greens and browns. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I think that's not the way you first might go when you look at this palette, and I just wanted to do something a bit different with it today. So we're going to be going in with Terrace, Bossa Nova and Saturnalia, probably pretty much exclusively those, probably a bit of lo-fi just to blend things out, and it's going to be, as I say, grungy and green today. If you can hear some creaking on the camera, it's the lid of the palette. I can't figure out how to stop it creaking. It's the only downside to that packaging for being a YouTuber, but that's what that is. But before we get on with the eyeshadows, I'm just going to go in with the blush and highlight I'm going to use, so that you don't have to look at my face like looking like a flat potato for the whole video. So we're going in with the Lo-Fi blusher in the peach colourway, and I'm going to use both shades, both the matte one and the shimmery one. I think this is definitely my favourite way to apply these, is to go with the matte one first. Wow, that is pretty pigmented. I'm kind of going to use that as a bit of a contour. I like that because it's like a terracotta-y colour almost. I definitely think blush just brings your face to life. So if you're my age in particular, or in your 40s probably and older, blush is your best friend. I think it's everybody's best friend actually, but it really like makes your cheeks like just come to life, as I say. I'm going to use the same brush and then just go into Igari, which is the more shimmery of the two, because I definitely prefer a more shimmery blush than I do a matte blush, but I just wanted that base of colour underneath. And I do find it doesn't matter which blush you use, blush is one of the first things to disappear from your face, so I don't mind going in pretty heavy, and then as it fades through the day you've still got quite a lot left. Going in with the Diamond Dasher highlight. I think this one's the most suited to the colour story I'm going for in the eye look today. There's quite a lot of pinky tone to this, but I think it'll work okay. I didn't want to use Moon Cruiser because obviously that's purple, and I wanted to try this one out, I'm not going to lie. That's pretty, it's got a pinky sheen to it. I think it's blending really well with that blush. That's what I like for highlight. I don't want it to be a stark kind of line. I know some people do this like pinpointed line, but for me I like it to blend in but still highlight the top of my cheekbones, which is why I sort of do this buffing in kind of technique, and that works really well with these. We're also going to go in with the Tone Activator Primer. I had a good time with that in my first impressions, so I'm going to use it again today. I think it's a pretty good primer actually, and it's nice for me to find another primer to use. I like the sort of precise tip on the applicator to it, so you can get just the amount that you want onto your brush. Very similar to like a glitter primer for that. I'd love to see them bring out a white, because I love a white base, as you guys probably know, for making neons pop or making pastels pop. And this formula is really nice. I just like it to be just that little bit brighter and whiter. So we're going to start the look with Bossa Nova and a Kaleidos S2 brush. Just a nice fluffy brush just to get that product down, and just literally putting that everywhere. I'm going to make this a pretty blown out kind of grungy look, so I want to liberally kind of lay that down. Now I'm going to go quite high with it. I've been doing quite a lot of controlled looks where I keep everything, you know, controlled and just quite low, and I do quite prefer really to go higher and just use all of my eye space, but I try to do different looks that might appeal to you all, so that you've got something different to take from my tutorials and my my colour combinations, so I hope I succeed in doing that. Kind of almost olivey tone to the brown. It's not as greeny as I thought it was actually, but it has got some olive kind of tones to it. Blending really, really nice. I'm going to take that under my lower lash line as well, because as I say, I want this to be grungy and blown out today. And then we're going to take Terrace in the outer V and take that into the crease as well for some definition there. I'm going to tuck that in the outer corner first, using an Illamasqua brush that doesn't have a name. It was in like a little travel set. Flat packing brush, and sometimes I find doing outer V work easier with one of those. This shade's got quite a lot of powder kick up in the pan, so you want to be quite careful to just tap your brush to the pan to pick up the colour. You don't need to swirl around, and you know, it's not like a Morphe shadow where you've got to really swirl to pick it up. It's literally on your brush by just tapping the pan, but by just doing that I'm not getting fallout really. I've got a little bit. Taking a tad more Bossa Nova just to really make sure that the edges look blended. And then going into Lo-Fi just as a brow bone highlight. I love this shade for just making everything look like it's kind of finished off. It's like, really makes the blending process easy. So if you're like me and not the best at blending, this shade's going to be your best friend, I think. Now I'm going to get a bit of intensity on my lower lash line. I'm going to be Terrace again on a smudge brush from Sigma. I want to get that pretty close to my lower lash line. I'm just going to take a bit more Bossa Nova and just grunge that out underneath. And I don't want to go all the way in because I want to leave a bit of room at the front there for some shimmer. So next up we're going to use Saturnalia, and I'm going to go in with NYX Glitter Primer first. Really want this to be like an emerald green kind of pop on the lids to kind of contrast with that grungy kind of vibe that we've got going on. So I'm using that glitter primer just as a medium to cut my lids really. Also to really make that shade pop, and I want to take it half cut crease shape, so to about 2/3 of the way. I'm always stunned by like the mirror like shine that their shimmers have. I don't know if it's picking up on camera as much as I can see it here in the little mirror I'm using, but wow. Just taking that original Illamasqua brush, I'm just going to just tap over just the edge there. Just add a little bit more Terrace just to blend everything in. Wow, beautiful. Just going to whiz through the footage for the other eye. Now I'm just going to take that same shade on a pencil brush, going to spray it, and that's going to go in the lower part that I've left there in my lower lash line. To give that an extra pop of brightness, we're going into Starlight Sonata just as an inner corner highlight. Okay, so this is the look to this point. Just going to hop off camera, throw something on waterline, mascara, lips, etc. and I'll be back with you to show you look number 1. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. I love how it came out. I think it's so easy to create looks with this palette. It's beginner friendly, you don't have to think. It's just everything kind of just goes together really well. And I think the looks I'm going to do with this one won't be too complicated because the shadows are just so special and reflective that they kind of do all of the talking for themselves, if that makes sense. And I don't want to mess with that too much and do anything sort of too complicated because, wow, it just looks so impactful anyway. But I've gone with Calm Mood by Linda Hallberg in my waterline. I wanted to just bring a bit more green into the look there, echo that green on my lids, and kind of combat some of this brown because obviously we've got a lot of grungy brown there, but I just wanted to keep the look essentially green. And then I've used a velour liquid lip from Jeffree Star. This one's in the shade Karma, which is such a wearable, swampy kind of green. I love this shade. So yeah, so that's look number 1. Hope you like it. And let's move on to look number 2. Okay guys, for look number 2, I want it to be really heavily pink focused. So I'm going to use Flamingo and one of the shimmers, maybe Amaretto, and do a halo eye today. And I'm going to make it pretty much a 2 shadow look, make it nice and easy to achieve, but really blown out, really super pink and vibrant. So that's the plan for today. I've already primed my eyes with the Tone Activator Primer, so you don't have to see me do that in every look. And I'm going to go in with the Lo-Fi Blusher in Rose. I think today I'm just going to use the matte one, Mood, on my cheeks, and then I'm going to go in with the highlight as my highlight rather than using Bloom out of this palette. So we're going to go in with Mars Melter as my highlight. I'm excited for this. I've not tried it yet. Going in with the Kaleidos highlighter brush. That's super pretty with that blush. I don't know if you can see the shift on it. Oh, I love a pinky highlight, but this one has got a bit more red about it. It's really, really special. I might have to go in my inner corners in this look as well. I'm really buffing that in because I like to kind of create a seamless blend with my other cheap products if I can. And then, as I say, we're starting the look with Flamingo. I've got a Kaleidos S2. Pigment on that, wow. I don't do exclusively pink looks. Hardly ever, so I was looking forward to doing that. As I say, I'm going to make this super simple, so just creating a light wash of that colour first of all, and then we're going to blend it up pretty much to my brow, but we're going to intensify the outer and inner corners, really pack this colour on the lid and make this really blown out and pink. This colour doesn't stain my Kaleidos blushes because look at that, wow. I'm going to take the S1 from Kaleidos and no additional product just to really blend that out around the edges. And then back into that Flamingo shade and really pack that into the crease. And I've got an Exact Blend E32 from Sigma. And I'm still taking Flamingo, but I'm going to pack that in my outer and inner corners. I also want to pack that Flamingo shade on my lower lash line as well. I'm leaving some of the centre open there for some shimmers to go there. And now with that original S2 brush, just going to really smoke that out on the lower lash line. I'm going to pack some NYX glitter primer in the centre of my lids and the centre of my lower lash line there. Trying to decide whether to go for Cosmic Cabaret or Amaretto. I might go for Cosmic Cabaret actually and just bring a little bit of purple into this pinky look. Yeah, I like that. That's a good decision. So I'm just literally packing that in the centre. Just at the outer corners, I'm just going to just blend a little bit there between the shimmer and the matte. I'm also going to pack that shimmer on the lower lash line in the centre there. And then for the inner corners, I'm going to go in with Mars Melter. I'm just going to bring that along the lower lash line, I think, to meet where we've got that shimmer in the centre. So that's the eyeshadow to this point. Just going to hop off camera, swing in my waterline, lashes, lips, etc. And I'll be back to show you the finished look. Hey guys, so here's the finished look. Love how it came out actually. I wasn't sure while I was creating it whether I was going to like it. Sometimes you just need to see everything all together for a look to really come together and just trust the process along the way. So this one's definitely a look like that, but I love how it looks now it's done. So I've got lashes by Eyelord, don't know the style, I've thrown the box away so I can't remember, but it's just a very basic kind of style with a little bit of a flare at the edges. I've got Epic Ink Liner by NYX, just a little baby wing there, which I always like to do if I'm wearing lashes. In my waterline, I've gone for a 24/7 liner from Urban Decay. This one's in the shade Heartless. Just think it really opens your eyes when you wear a light pencil in the waterline like this. And then for lips, I've gone for an LA Splash Classic Horror lipstick in the shade Werewolf. Because it's grey and I wanted a grey lipstick to kind of balance all this pink, and I think it worked really well. I like to match with my t-shirt, sort of pink and grey. That's the inspiration, and the earrings. So hope you like the look. I think it's something a little bit different. It's kind of a halo but without being like really bright in the centre. Only 2 eyeshadows in the look to create it, and then just that highlight in my inner corner. So super simple, but I think it's really dramatic and effective. So as I say, hope you like it. Let's move on to the next look, look number 3. Okay, so for look number 3 then, I'm going to pretty much be taking most of this row, but I definitely want to use Exoplanet in this look. Just really want to test out that blue. I know it leans a lot more purple when it's mixed with purples, and that's kind of what I'm going for today. So yeah, not sure what I'm going to do with the shimmers, which one I'm going to use there, but definitely want to use all these colourful mattes in today's look, so it's going to be a really colourful one. I've already primed using the Tone Activator primer, and then for blush today I thought I'd use something different. So I've used Sunstone from the Lightly Makeup Fairy blush palette as my blush, and then for highlight I've gone in with Star Surfer from Kaleidos because I wanted just a soft kind of pinky kind of glow, and I didn't want a purple highlight for this look. I think the eyes are going to be quite purple and vivid, so I just thought I'd keep the cheeks a little bit more subdued for me. I'm going to start with the shade Mardi Gras and build that up in my outer corner. This is a JH32 from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe brush collection. I've got some really bad creasing with that primer, just tapping that out. That primer doesn't dry down in the same way as some of the primers that I'm used to, so I'm still trying to figure out the best way to use it. I think if you set the primer it would be fine, but I don't like to set my primer, so yeah, I'm having a little bit of struggles with that. Yeah, I just want to build this up, heavy focus in the outer corner, packing that on, my outer V and outer corner. That's a beautiful shade. First time I've used this brush and I quite like it because it looks like it's going to be really big, but it's quite a stiff kind of precise brush even though it's quite large, so it's great for plonking down quite a lot of colour in the outer corner in one go. I'm taking the mattes onto my lid, and I probably will end up covering some of what I've done there with the shimmers, but it'll be a good base because these shimmers are kind of, some of them are a little bit sheerer, beautiful but sheerer, so I think they'll benefit from having like that base underneath. It won't do any harm anyway. Just around the edges here I want to blend out with Soiree. My palette's still creaking. I'm just going to take just a tiny amount of that just around the outer edges. I'm going to leave a lower lash line for now because I'm going to put orange there, so these colours are blending beautifully together. They're making a very pretty shade on that outer corner. I'm just going to go back in and intensify though with that original shade, the Mardi Gras shade. Don't want to lose that in the look at all. Next up I'm going to take Flamingo and start bringing that across. I'm more concerned with getting a nice blend in the upper part of the crease rather than on my lid, as I say, because I'm going to layer some shimmers there. I'm going to take Soiree and bring that into the inner part here. I think this shade might be one of my favourites in the palette. I think it's so pretty. And I want to deepen up the outer corner with Exoplanet. Oh, that's such a pretty shade. That's just changed everything. It's so pretty. So I'm focusing this quite heavily in my outer corner and then blending just in that outer corner. Don't want to bring that through the crease really. And how deep these shades are, I'm not getting any fallout here. Just going to go back and forward really between the Mardi Gras shade that we started with, the Soiree and the Exoplanet shades just in this outer corner. Just try and get that blend nice in the outer corner. I do want to see if I can get that Flamingo shade, the pink, to be a bit more vivid now I've done some of the blending. I'm just going to pack that a little bit more because I've lost a lot of it, you can see on that side. It's one of these looks where you're just going to have to backwards and forwards until you get the colour payoff and intensity but still keep that blend as well. Flamingo shade is so pretty though. I think that's probably the best I can get it, so I think it looks quite nice though. So lower lash line then, I want to pretty much do an orange lower lash line, but I'm going to bring this bluey purple Exoplanet down a little bit and then try and place Tango, the orange, next to it. So wish me luck because they're not colours that go together, but I just think it could look really cool. So I'm just going to take Exoplanet in this outer corner, as I say, and blend that in with the connected up with the corner here. Just using a Morphe E36 so I can get quite precise and quite close, but still blend as I go. Just I'm going to take a bit of Soiree, the pastel purple, just blend just slightly around the edges there. I'm going to give the orange a base using Likeable Me by Linda Hallberg, because I think that will just really help it to stick there and really pop. So just taking that just in this area here. And then we're going in with Tango, and this one's quite an interesting brush. It's really pointed kind of shape to it, and it's from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill set. It's the JH40. I've not used it before, but I think it'll be good for blending precise work like this. That shade's got quite a lot of kick up in the pan, and I'm trying not to get the orange in my eyes. I'm taking it nice and slow, and when I get to this purple bit, I'm not really blending, I'm just leaving those kind of sitting next to one another. Oh, I'm a fan of this brush. This is one that's really good for this purpose. Just clean that brush off on a makeup towel. I'm just using Lo-Fi, the kind of caramelly shade in the palette, just to blend below that orange shade. And then I'm going to go with some shimmers. I'm going to go Cosmic Cabaret, Space Oasis, and I'm going to use Starlight Sonata in the inner corner and kind of a little bit onto this orange as well. I'm going with NYX Glitter Primer, just really just to make my lids tacky really, so not a cut crease, just going to pounce that on. So I'm going to take Cosmic Cabaret first in this outer part. I don't want too much of that, but it's just to help blend in that purple matte, that exoplanet shade. And then we're taking Space Oasis. Oh, such a pretty shimmer. That's my favourite shimmer in the palette for sure. It's just stunning. I used that one in my first impressions and I was blown away with it then. I just think it's gorgeous. So that's going over the whole of my lid there really. I'm meeting up with that Cosmic Cabaret. It's so reflective and multi-dimensional, it's just stunning. Cleaned off that JH40 brush because I want to just bring those shimmers up into the crease a little bit, but in a kind of detailed, kind of controlled way. I don't want to go crazy with it. This brush is such a good brush. I'm loving this brush. Actually just going to take a bit of the shimmer on that brush just to help blend up into the crease. Putting a tad more exoplanet in that corner just to cover up the little mistake I've made with the shimmer there. And then we're going to take Starlight Sonata. I'm going to spray that because I'm going to wrap that from my inner corner and round onto that orange. I'll leave a little bit of the matte showing so we don't lose all the orange, but I am bringing that across a little bit. This is what this shade's purpose in the palette really is beautiful inner corner highlight. Right, that's the look to this point. Just going to hop off camera just to finish everything off, and then I'll be back to show you the finished look for look number 3. Okay guys, so that's look number 3. In my waterline, I've gone for Gel Flash by Linda Hallberg. I just wanted a little bit of a flash of like a silver there. Just think it really just adds a certain something. I was going to go with orange and I thought I'll do the orange on the lips, which I know probably doesn't make it wearable for some, but I love a bright orange lip and I just think it's echoing the eyes. But you could quite easily just wear this with a gloss or with a purpley coloured lipstick or with a nude, but I just thought, just wanted to be playful with it and do an orange. So this one's a KVD Steady Kiss in the shade A Go Go. Don't use it very often because it is a attention grabbing bright neon orange, but yeah, I think it really suits the vibes of this look. Really enjoyed doing this one. I think this one might be my favourite so far. You'll have to let me know. Keep a kind of thought in your mind which one you're liking the best, because I'd love to know what you think of them. Try to show all different sides of the palette in this 5 looks, so we're not done yet. Let's move on to look number 4. Okay, for look number 4 then, I want to keep this a lot more orange, so we're going to go in with Tango, Carnival probably to blend that out, Galactic Gala on the lids, probably a bit of Lo-Fi for some blending, but majority sort of orange and green in this look. So I'm going to start with Tango. I'm going to take that quite high and in a sort of ovally shape. Decided today to use the NARS concealer, the Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Chantilly. Just wanted to see what difference it would make using these shadows over a concealer base as opposed to an eyeshadow primer. Don't think they're behaving much differently, if I'm honest. That orange is super vivid though. I'm going to take Carnival to start blending that. I'm just using a Morphe 506, F506 to do this. And I think with colourful mattes like this you don't want to blend too much because I want to keep that real vivid pigment showing. I'm going to do the lower lash line as well. This is the E36 from Morphe. And just using that Morphe 506, I've not put any more product on it, but just to grunge that out. Just using Carnival now, just to start bringing that blend inwards. Very little product on the brush, and just very light pressure, just to start bringing that across. Then I'm going to use the same brush and Lo-Fi. I've not cleaned it off because that will give me a bit more of a blend, I think, with that colour. I'm just bringing that down into the inner part of my crease. Surprised how much I've used Lo-Fi in just about every look, I think. I'm just taking just a touch of Carnival, touch of Lo-Fi, just to bring that blend together there. So I'm going to go in with NYX Glitter Primer. Just going to whiz through the footage. You've seen me do this a million times, but just going to do a bit of a faux cut crease to make plenty of room for that Galactic Gala shimmer. And then, as I say, we're going in with Galactic Gala. I'm going to put that all on the front part, but I'm going to use another shimmer to connect that orange. This one's got that same reflective formula as Space Oasis, the lilac, and it's so pretty. As I say, just bringing it to about 3/4 of the way across the area that I've cut. And for the centre of my lids, to help blend in between the two, the shimmer and the matte, I'm going to use Amaretto. I think that's worked really well, just to make everything look a bit more blended there. Back in with a little bit more Galactic Gala because I want that to be the main pop of colour on my lids. So I'm just going to take that just over that Amaretto again, just to make sure that, yeah, I think that's better. So we've only got a real hint of Amaretto, but we've got mostly Galactic Gala there. I want to do a green liner with this look. I'm going to go in with Melts Fortuna. I've got a Sigma E06. It's a super pointy kind of eyeliner brush that you can get quite precise. Now I've got the shape for that wing, I'm just going in with a bit bigger brush to fill it in. Okay, something like that. So I'm going to pop off camera to do the other wing because I don't think it's easy to show you that on camera really anyway. So I'm going to hop off camera for that, something in my waterline, mascara, lips, etc. And I'll be back to show you look number 4. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. And I've made a few finishing touches off camera. As I say, I've put Happy Mood by Linda Hallberg in my waterline and also kind of onto that little area there on my lower lash line in the corner. And then I've used a Kaleidos highlight from the Futurism collection, Solar Sailor, just to set that just in that very tiny portion there. And it's just giving it that little bit of of extra pizzazz, I think, to the look, really making that green stand out. On my brow bone, I've used Diamond Dasher just to give us a little bit of a brow bone highlight there. And my highlight that I've been wearing all the way through the video but forgot to tell you is Ray Rider. And I've got the Lo-Fi Duo blusher in the peach colourway, both shades of that kind of buff together on my cheeks as well. And then for lips today, I've gone in with an Urban Decay 24/7 liner in the shade Crawl, lined my entire lips with that. And then I've gone in with a Kaleidos Lucid Lip, and this one's in the shade Fantasize over the top because I wanted a glossy, kind of juicy lip to go with these almost watermelon kind of eyes. So really happy with how the look came out. I think that green liner really sets it off as well. Don't use those melt gel liners nearly enough, so I wanted to try and incorporate them into some looks here and there. So hope you enjoyed seeing look number 4. You'll have to let me know down in the comments what you think of this one, and let's move on to look number 5. Okay guys, so for look number 5, the final look, which if this works out will be the look that you see in the intro, I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to do a black wing kind of over the entirety of my eyes because I want to see how these shades in the centre will pop over a black base. Never done one of those really big graphic wings like that. I love my wings but never done it like that. So I'm going to do that, and quite a graphic kind of shape underneath as well. So that's the plan for today. To start off though, I've already primed with the NARS Complete Soft Matte Concealer in Chantilly. Very, very light amount of that because I don't want to build up loads of product on my lids. And I just want to create a little bit of definition just in my crease there. So I'm going to go in with Bossa Nova to do that. I've got a Sosu SK03 to do it because it's quite a precise brush because I want to keep that definition just to my crease line. And I'm actually doing that so that it will give me a little bit of shadow above the wing that I'm going to create, but it will also help me to know where to cut that wing because I've already kind of got the shape of my crease mapped out. As I say, never done a wing kind of like this before, so it's going to be interesting to see if I can get it right and get the symmetry right, but even so, if not, you'll be able to see the beautiful shades on top hopefully. So I don't want that shadow to come downwards because I want the wing to go up, so just kind of stopping there, but I just wanted to just, as I say, get that little bit of definition in there. So to do the wing, I'm going to go in with a Suva Hydra liner in the shade Grease, and I've got a Sigma eyeliner brush. It's their very fine tipped one. To show you actually closer up, very, very fine. And it's the E06. It works really well as a precise liner. So I'm going to create the wing with that, but then fill it in with another brush. And I'm just going to do one eye for the wing and then do the other one off camera so we can move on to the shadows. So I've just wet the product. And I'm going to start carving out where I want that wing to be. And I want it to be, as I say, pretty big and pretty graphic. Probably about to there, and then I want to completely cut my lid with that product. So I'm going in my crease with it first. I'm doing this like I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think it's going to work okay actually. Want it slightly above the crease of my eye so that we can see that black above it. I'm going to finesse with that a little bit off camera, but that's kind of the shape that I want, so I'm just going to fill that all in now. Okay, that's pretty much what I want, so I'm just going to finish that a little bit off camera, do the other wing, and I'll be back with you to apply some of these shimmery shadows over the top and really see how they pop, and also do a nice smoky lower lash line as well. Okay guys, so that's both wings on. They're not completely sharp, but they're not too bad, and they're going to give me the base I need, I think. I'm going to go into the lower lash line before I do any of the shadows. This is the Bad Girl Bang liner. I've chosen this one because it's got a smudge tip on it, because I'm going to put that in my waterline and lower lash line and smudge it to meet that wing there. And I'm going to slightly angle it down just in the corner. Something along those lines. Right, this eye's how I want it to look. That one's not turned out so great, but hopefully I can rescue it once the shimmers go there. So I'm just going to smudge that liner out. In fact, I think I might need a bit more on my lower lash line actually. Okay, something like that. Right, I am going to put some matte shadows underneath there, but I'm going to do the lids now so that things don't look so dark and crazy as they do right now. So I'm going to go in with a bit of glitter primer, and I'm going to paint that very carefully over the lid. Don't want to touch the wings so much though, so just on the lids themselves. Using the Kaleidos brush for that. I'm going to do one eye at a time so it's still tacky. So I'm going to pick up Starlight Sonata first, the very inner part. I'm just going to gently press that on. Then I'm going to move into Amaretto. I'm literally going to go down the row. So the next one is Amaretto. I want a very small amount of each one, so I'm trying to keep this as controlled as I can. See how they show so much more vivid over a black base. Next up it's Space Oasis. And then Cosmic Cabaret. Then an Intergalactic Gala, much smaller brush, so I've got a bit more control, so I will need to use a bit of that wing to give me enough space for all the shimmers. This palette's creaking really badly, sorry about that guys. So for that one I'm just going to try and do a bit of a wing within a wing. Okay, so that's that eye pretty much done. I'm going to just whiz through the other eye, same process. I'll leave the camera running so that you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just going to whiz through pretty much the same thing. Okay, I've left a little gap in there, and the reason I've done that is I want to put some white there and then pack another little bit of shimmer in the corner. And the shimmer we're going to use there is Moon Cruiser. That looks ultra pretty in the inner corner. Yeah, so that's the eyes to this point. Just going to do the lower lash line now. I just want to smudge a little bit of colour on the lower lash line. I'm going to use Exoplanet to do that. I'm going to go in really faintly to start with and see how this is going to work, because I'm not sure it is. I love that over that black, that shade is really showing blue, whereas it looks really purple if you mix it with purple. Okay, for a brow bone highlight, I think I'm going to take Mars Melter actually, because I've not used that one as a highlight yet. So I'm going to highlight my brows with it and kind of echo that on my cheeks as well. So we're going on the cheeks first. I just want to see how this one's going to look with the look. Yeah, I think that's good. Just going to use the S1 by Kaleidos as my highlight brush for my eyes. I'm just literally taking that everywhere. We don't have shadow above that wing we've created. And kind of just bringing it out where the highlight is, so we're sort of draping it around. Okay, that's the eyes to this point. Super dramatic. Love how they're looking though. So I'm going to hop off camera. I'm not going to put lashes on. I'm just going to put mascara on. I don't want to dislodge any of that shadow work that I've done. I think it would have looked great with lashes, but I'm not the greatest at applying them. So just going to, as I say, do lashes of mascara and choose a lip for the look, and I'll be back with you to show you the fifth and final look. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. And I've gone in with an LA Splash Classic Horror lipstick in the shade Phantom to finish the look. I just thought it brought out a lot of the purple there. Just a beautiful grapey kind of colour. I haven't used this one in a long time. Really enjoy those lipsticks, by the way. They're a really nice formula. They've got a nice precise point as well to really get like their lines sharp around your lips. But yeah, really like how this one turned out. It's been so much fun creating looks with this palette. I'd love to know what you think. I've tried to show every side of Debbie and all the kind of creativity that's inside me and what I can do with palettes, but also demonstrate to you guys, you know, how you can treat these colours, what you can do with them. You know, this is ultra graphic. It's not kind of wearable in a lot of people's eyes, I know, but I just wanted to really show off the beautiful shift in those shimmery shades, which I hope I've achieved. So as I say, you'll have to let me know down in the comments which of the 5 looks were your favourites. Do you like these multiple 5 look videos? They take a hell of a long time to film, probably in the region of about 20 hours making this video, something along those lines with all the filming and editing. But I've just had a blast this week, so if you've not seen many videos from me, that's why, because I've been putting all these together and I didn't want to show you any of the looks in any other videos, you know, in any chatty kind of tag videos until I'd done this video. And so I haven't actually done anything else in these looks. I've just filmed them just specifically for this video and to show you what you can do with the Kaleidos palette. And hopefully you've seen as we've gone along what you can do with the highlights as well, and get creative with those, you know, kind of wrapping it around and sort of like really catching the light on your brow bone, for example. They're ultra special. So as I say, hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please give this video a like. As I say, they're a lot of work, so it'd be nice to know that you do enjoy them so that I know whether to continue. And please comment down below which was your favourite. I'd love to know. If you're new here, I'd love it if you consider subscribing before you go. But other than that, guys, all that remains to be said is I hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye guys.